Hey, ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. This week, you are going to be working on your Outsiders essay, rough draft. The big things that I'm looking for in this essay are a clear understanding of the novel. In this essay, you want to show and prove to me without a shadow of a doubt that you've read this entire novel and that you've understood the novel. So, let's start right here. You have a variety of different options. You get to choose basically from, I think, 6 or 7 different essay choices. Um, one of them is a creative writing essay, and then the other options are just kind of your generic, here's your topic, write an essay on the topic. So your first option is to rewrite the ending if you didn't like it. You get to write it however you want. Please just don't add anything fanatical or futuristic or fantasy because that's not going to fit with the genre of the novel. You are going to be writing this ending as like a chapter, like a full chapter, but that's going to be about 2 to 3 typed pages, double space, Times New Roman font, 12-point font. Write the chapter from either Ponyboy's point of view or a new point of view. You will conclude the story of the Curtis family by detailing what happens to each brother after the rumble. It can be set in the near future or it can be 10, 15, 25 years later. That is your first option. Your next option is to define outsider. In a 5-paragraph essay, you're going to define the term outsider as related to the novel, express the prejudice that leads to Ponyboy's poor decisions, tell me what makes greasers outsiders, and who are outsiders in our community. So your 3 key points, your 3-body paragraphs are going to be what is the prejudice that leads to Ponyboy's poor decisions, what makes greasers outsiders, and who are outsiders in our community. Your next option is to write an essay using the difference between, discussing the difference between static and dynamic characters. Static characters are ones who generally stay the same throughout the novel, and dynamic characters who are the ones who change. You are going to select 3 characters to analyze and tell me whether or not they are static or dynamic, and tell me what changes they went through. So, an example of a static character or a character who basically stays the same throughout the novel would be Steve Randall. And an example of a dynamic character would obviously be Ponyboy. He changes very drastically throughout the novel. So again, select 3 characters to analyze, identify whether or not they are static or dynamic, and tell me what changes they went through. Your next option is to write an essay explaining why you believe each of the main greasers could be considered a hero. Include your own definition of a hero, and be sure to explain how each boy in his own way meets your definition. Support your ideas with examples from the novel. So your intro paragraph, your introduction paragraph will include that definition or your definition of a hero, and your 3-body paragraphs will be each of the 3 boys and how he meets your definition of a hero. Next option is characterization. Tell me whether Johnny could be best described as tough or sensitive. Choose one and then write a short explanation defending your choice, citing evidence from the text to support your response. Lastly, your final option is perception evolution. Ponyboy's view of the Socias evolves or changes from the beginning of the novel to the end. Write a short response in which you explain how and why his point of view changes throughout the novel. You will cite evidence with page numbers from the text to support your response. So those are your options right there. For all of these options except rewrite the ending, I have an essay outline guide kind of for you to remind you of what I expect you to have in your essay. For those of you who don't remember, the essay format is intro paragraph, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion paragraph for a total of 5 paragraphs. In your introduction paragraph, you will include a hook sentence, which is a question, a quote, or an anecdote. You can also pull a quote from the text as your hook. The next sentence in your intro paragraph is going to be a bridge, and that links the ideas in your hook to the ideas in your essay. Then you'll write a summary of the text that you're going to be discussing, which is The Outsiders, That needs to include the title, the author, the genre, which is historical fiction or coming of age novel, and summary. And lastly, you have your thesis statement, which is where you give your opinion and then your 3 reasons. Your next paragraphs are going to be your 3 body paragraphs, and they all have the same format. So your body paragraphs need to have your topic sentence. They need to have an evidence statement, which is directly from the text in quotation marks and has a citation. And your citations are going to be PG for page. And then you write the page number where you found the quote, and you put that in parentheses. And you put a period after the citation. Next sentence is your purpose, and this is where you tell me why the evidence supports the topic. Next is the analysis. This is why it matters. And lastly, you have your conclusion statement, which is the summary of your main point in that paragraph. And all 3 of those body paragraphs, the formula is exactly the same. So if you need a refresher, just rewind the video a little bit, and I'll have gone through topic, evidence, purpose, analysis, conclusion. Lastly, your final paragraph is your conclusion paragraph. This is where you restate your thesis, your opinion, and your reasons. You summarize the main points of your essay. You link the ideas in the topic of your essay to real life in the bridge. And lastly, in your hook sentence, you give a closing statement, and you basically tell your reader what they can learn from your essay or from the novel or whatever it is that you want to tell your reader. So that's for those of you who want to follow the formula. If you follow the formula, your life will be good. And then the last attachment I have here is the draft, the actual rough draft that you're going to type your essay in. Some of you are going to just start typing your essay here, and that's totally fine. Just indicate to me when you turn it in that your rough draft is in the outline. All right. This is not due until Friday, and if you need a little bit extra time, it'll be Monday. On Monday, we will do a review activity where we go through your essay and make sure that everything that needs to be corrected is corrected, and then you'll be writing your final draft next week, and then you have a creative assignment. We're done for the year. Hope you guys are doing well. Please let me know if you need anything. I love and miss you all, and I will talk to you later.